a second, I was like, bro, you've
just used your ult. You're not just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, look, at this stage, I don't know that either of the full teams are going to be alive by the end of the game. Gen G is snowballing. The dominant scoreline on the previous map for each team. It was 13-8. Here on their map, it's 13-5. And there's a lot of weaknesses going into this round for each team.
Well, I think you can see it. 100%. Like the fact that Meteor, that is a 2v2. You wouldn't be surprised when they get it on 1v2 because Munchkin was still making a crap round all the way through. Sorry, bro, I'm on the round. Let's go next. Oh, you're in the view. Oh, hello. That's a bit problematic. Munchkin is the chance to get out there. Too much strength. Help him out here. Gone within a second because this man is just not missing. He's now one away from Texture, by the way. Both players have been unstoppable.
Like a formality, the way rounds have been going. The fact that it's 5-3 and the amount of hero players that we need in PG to fight their way back in. And this round 10 second. Really slow play in the middle to try to find a gap. Another challenge. Meteor's off that's come through. The dash still online, and a player sitting down below. That's Lakia. Destined to close this round out. There it is. Not just the round, but the map with it. A 13-5 statement from Gen G. They were down and out on map 1, but now we're going all the way to Breeze.
Oh, no, Lakia's definitely having a great time there. Right at the end of that thing. You look at this scoreboard. 22 kills, Texture, 22 kills, Meteor, 22 kills. They all had fantastic performances. The difference is it was much better teamwork from Gen G. Either way, we're going off to a break because this needs a third map to conclude.
Well, Gen G take it to a map number 3 as they tie up the score. It is now 1-1 in this series, and we saw a much better showing from Gen G over here. Yes, there were some small mistakes that were happening, but this is, of course, a Gen G that we are far more ready to see.
Yeah, it absolutely is. The difference between map 1 and map 2 in this series is
Night and day.
unbelievable. And the difference in performance as well is insane. You play the double duelist comp, you need your duelist to go crazy, and my god, did Gen G's duelist go crazy this map.
Exactly. Thank you to Space who gave us some of the crazy stats. Actually, both duelists plus the 50% success in that first blood. 67% of the 4v5s won by Gen G. 70% of their postman and 100% of their retakes. Whatever says on the scoreline doesn't really matter. We know that it was about individualities, and the Gen G was always supposed to win this match.
Yeah, and I think that's so important for Gen G as well, because they're really like a vibes-based team. When you watch them winning their match the other day, it's like, you laugh, but I think that is a real thing.
I've checked it.
When they're playing well, you see them on their laps,
I'm not
giggling with each other.
I'm trying to understand you better. I'm getting to understand you better.
Okay, well, you're ruining my vibes, but Gen G's are good.
No, it is really good, and you can see them, right? You can see Texture suddenly, jumping off, waving his hands like he usually does. You can see like how Lakia is as well, smiling, and really carrying the rest of the team with that energy.
And I mean, for Gen G, I feel like they were losing a lot of rounds that they kind of had no business, or excuse me, for EDG, that they had no business losing in this one, right? Like Gen G pulling off some crazy miracles with individual plays, but also like this bonus round, for example, was a huge moment for Gen G.
Yeah, exactly. And how much of that is put into those controllers, into both Karen and Howdong, and all the smokes that we were seeing onto mid, all the spacing that the teams were taking against each other, and probably we were mentioning, right, those mistakes coming in from definitely coming into the third map. Need to be keeping an eye on the duelist head-to-head. I was saying, enabling Kanka to have a good game is a very dangerous game to play, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and I feel like now with EDG, actually, they need that second win. They need that second win to come out if they're going to want to close out map number 3, because I feel like on Breeze, this is a potential aim duel, once again, a duelist matchup that we're going to see here between
Let's be
Kyle and
honest with
Texture.
ourselves. Breeze is like the aim check map in the pool, which I think, honestly, I have no way which way it's going to go, judging on by how different the first two maps were.
Yeah, I think that, we're going to see a lot as well from Karen, who has to be pushed because he's up against Howdong, right? And that's the IGL who's carrying EDG through this run that we're seeing here. So it's a big test. I mean, like, you're up against an IGL, and you have a rookie who is just months into his professional career.
Yeah, of course, and coming on to the last map, we know that both of these teams on the previous matches that they played, they had to win here in the last minute with the last trend, just pushing it to the real limit. But for both of them, making it to playoffs means a lot when we're talking about how the world is changing in terms of Valorant, how the meta is switching. Gen G coming now into this stage, proving that they can make it to playoffs through 2 wins. I think that they will be such a staple for the team.
Yeah, well, right now it is time for our HyperX Reflex moment of the day, and this one goes to Texture.
Least surprising sponsor segment pick in the history of the world. Texture was insane. We can't talk enough about how good this guy was. His raise has always been impressive, and I mean, this one is just the raw mechanics.
Completely. And now that we were talking about that aim duel, the possibility of going just in that head-to-head against Kankan in this map on Split, he had the support of a second duelist and the rest of the team just playing for them. Definitely the vibes were on their side for this one, but they need to keep it up for Breeze if they want to win their
Yeah, I feel like, now we have both of these teams on their highest energy, right? You can see the exchange between both the teams as well. They're up on their feet, they're out of their seats too, and they are ready to take it to Breeze right now, Mimi.
You think about the history of this matchup between China and Pacific, it's been so back and forth. This time it's the new guard for Gen G. They have to prove why they beat PaperX, why they beat VRX, why they're here. They have a chance to book a spot in the playoffs, but so do Edward Gaming. We're into the instance like Gen G played the Yoru comp on and EDG played the old bog standard with Kong Kong on that jet.
I mean, I like it. I like the Euro. I want to see more impact. I feel like the other day it felt super flat. The impact was not there, especially now starting on the attack, but most so on that second half. Is he going to put that pressure on the map? Same goes for Karen. I think that he had a great game, but the disaster was a bit lackluster.
I'm looking at the flanks and how Gen G can handle it. Last time they played this, they were getting lurks up holes on their defense. On the attack side, they were letting flanks come through. They really need to have buttoned down how to play because it's a big risk going to Breeze without Cypher.
Well, the winner moves to playoffs and the loser will have to fight for survival on Monday. One last time, here's Mitch and Tom.
Thank you so much, Mika, and our wonderful analyst desk, Tom, as we dive into this final map, the third of the series, the last of the day. I am very impressed with what we just saw from Gen G. Do you want to put out a prediction for this one?
No.
All
You know
right.
what? No, I don't. Because so far, I said that I thought EDG would win the second map, and I thought that Gen G would win the first map. So, yeah, no. You know what? I don't fancy giving a prediction. I'm just going to let it let it go at this
That's
stage.
fair. You know what I'll say, though? I predict Gen G, if it's going to be the same as last time, where Lakia lost one opening duel, won none. Other than that, it was exclusively Meteor and Texture that took opening duel. It's rare you see that. The other two players absent in early fights. It was just these guys. And with the success they've been finding, hey, I'm not going to ask you to change that.
So the record that they have on this for Gen G kind of stinks. It's not been fantastic. They've lost it 3 times in a row to RRQ, Team Secret, and Loud. But according to Jen, who does a lot of Korean translations and interviews, she said that they feel really confident on this map and in this composition in particular. So, yeah, I've leaked what she said. She can come find me if she wants. Either way,
You're not winning that fight, Tom. I know, you know, just like
but I wanted to
Con
say it that bad, so I'm happy to see it.
But just like Con there, not winning that fight as he gets dropped on that defensive side of the aggressive push that's now left Haodong in a little bit of an isolated position. If you players right behind him, pretty heavy stack up on B. And after finding that opening kill in this direction, especially if they took down Haodong, they might consider just full blitzing to B site. That seems to be the plan, Tom, but there could be danger here. Still a trap on site, it gets destroyed, and the cam on the control. Smoggy's over there. Oh, okay, fine.
No, never mind whatsoever. That's just been a slaughter. Blink and you miss it. Every single member of the EDG side is gone, and well, that's exactly how you want to see it start if you are on that Gen G side of things. Clean, clinical. And that's the thing. Okay, it hasn't worked for them so far, this composition, but it's one of the agents that can take a lot of map control. I think obviously the one sort of detriment to it is having that single initiator and not having the cycle. And that's the main worry. You can be flanked very easily. So it's something that they're going to have to definitely watch out for, but it allows for an awful lot of cool set plays.
Early peak. Con wants to get involved. Marshall out. Headshots being looked for, but no bullets landing. And the aggression from nobody has been spotted. They're anticipating it. What he can do in terms of continuing down that avenue. Gen G have been super patient in a lot of these rounds that we've seen before. Anti-ecos, anti-bonus rounds. Always sitting back, always using their utility to clear up, and then catching them on the fall back. I've really enjoyed the discipline that they've shown, especially on the last map, and it seems like it's no different here.
Yeah, I think they've definitely warmed up into this game, and you almost have to hope for EDG's sake they haven't cooled off, because we've seen a lot of different heroes throughout, especially in their Paper X game. We talk about great performances out of Haodong. I think nobody had a fantastic map of Split, but in the last map, I was basically like, how many kills can Kong get? And if it's not at least 4, they're probably losing the round, which is not the sign you want to see. It reminds almost EDG old.
明天 off 啊？
Hero and the rest of the team are just looking to try and put him into position. For this round, expectations are incredibly low. Sure, he has a Marshal, which, given the opportunity, to damage, but now Lakia on a potential late lurk. Bit of a gap being left, but I think Lakia will still just becomes I think they pretty well. They should have spotted the sniper. He shot a couple of bullets.
对，
就是如果我回去做工的话，我有 MC 在身上，这个我意外是没有赢，所以就这样来听，
And an advantageous fight
然后感觉是很爽，可是对，
where he hits
我是一个很负责任的兵士们，
on his way forward.
两位是
Understandable. You know,
Who the
Harry Marshall. But the outlaws go to the angle, and Texture will find that one easily. 2-0 for Gen G. not much in the way of damage done.
Ooh.
I think it was just lost on there. So altogether,
It
a
doesn't
positive start for this match for Gen G.
Yeah, that's actually killed anybody who's been actually be able to get
刚才谁在叠的 Swift Mode？
电影现在都看的。
doesn't decide their fate, but it's still a scary fate to have. Like, bear in mind, okay, yeah, sure, they've managed to beat out PaperX once. Dude, there's a chance they'll face them again. You've got the likes of Loud, Heretics, like all of these teams that can come back, even maybe a little bit of chance for revenge for NPX as well. So those decider games are not going to get any easier. Getting through first time definitely has its benefits. Already. Quite a bit of information, both duelists being spotted outside of the A site.
啊 ，Rated
Considering
不要，我要看比赛。
it has some real legs to it.
一边看着。
especially in post plans here for Gen G.
Deathmatch 都可以，进
They
Deathmatch 都可以。
can muscle their way into a site. We're gonna have the Outlaw leading the charge to take opening fights. Everybody on the side of EDG has got full shields. Of course, they saw the Outlaw last round, so I'm gonna go
没猜我
running into that.
穿刺墙着吗
Giving them free kills, giving them basically an off
啊，
button.
来，就玩那个 Sledge。
Textures avoided the recon. It's in a good position.
这个是你
Does
吧
go for？that peek
啊
to，grab a little bit of info.
你
Don't
是
be in a
leader
lot
吧
of trouble, but the poison orbs up.
啊，消掉猫。
And they've got the information that they are still here. It's the split into middle that could definitely make things a little bit more interesting. Trying to almost bait with the shots out, and they haven't actually seen it. Already first duel going their way, but nice work from Howdong. Smoggy as well, combining. Desperately low on HP, but they've managed to weather the storm, hold them back that little bit longer. Leaving just 2 players remaining. Make it 1. It is a clean sweep. Only nobody lost.
Match found.
Sounds mental as a sentence.
Yeah.
BDG, well, after a single kill in the first 2 rounds, they do quite well in the first buy.
Yep, a very well held push on the side. I mean, this is what I'm saying for Gen G. Actually breaking through, I think, is the problem in this round, short of any over peaks out of the side
Warm
of
up.
EG, but they were patient. They took their time, and they certainly managed to reap the rewards for that. Now, coming into round number 4, I'm a little concerned. Meteor has an ulti online, and it's going to be pulled right away. Into another dimension he goes. He's got to fall back, so he's left his gate crash in towards A main, clearing out this like a recon.
Look how far back they've gone.
And yeah, I mean, they've made the right call rather than being blitzed on. Karen has such a good angle for the rotate through. There's no way Chichu could have expected that.
Yeah, he's the orchestrator, the conductor from the back of the gun barrel spotted. The start from Texture. It's going to make it so much more problematic. Clearing out these players from the back line is going to be impossible. Bear in mind, they've got snakebite lineups. They can use a gravity wall, but I don't think they're even going to need it. Picking this team apart, Smoggy at least has found one, but here comes those lineups. Anybody even gets close to that spike, and they've already spotted but it doesn't even matter. And now the Grabwell's also caught out Smoggy. A clean take from Gen G. With slightly comical close to it, but
Yeah. So lost in my life. Meteor didn't know where he was. That was the blind. He sees a player close. He has to run out of the smoke. He gets shot in the head. And ends up getting blinded. It was beautiful. But it's so confusing for Munchkin to step into that scenario, seeing them back to back.
我一来就是凹击了。
Bomb post. 3-1. Gen G in a prime position. Play Storm online. Not needed. Full rifles in play for that attacking side. And EDG having nothing to work with, just pistols. I see the cost both at the top. Have almost like this timeout from EDG. This early on, you don't want Gen G to be storming. It is indeed an EDG timeout.
yeah, I think it's almost just off the map which he comes. That's it. The first 2 rounds, they got a singular kill. Beat him. And the last round, they get 1 kill, and that'll be the round that he actually managed to sort of hold the line on the side. Other than that, they get forced back, but then they get so far. Those retakes haven't looked good, and it is not your normal competition. That's sort of the benefit of not only having Meteor as that extra space taker, you can also cause trying to go for the retake
mistakes. But then you just have Karen punching it. It's sort of like the yin and yang of the team. Like you've got this crazy, aggressive lunatic in texture, and then you've got two guys going, I'm okay, there's a snake right gone. Okay, few seconds. Perfectly well. And then that's basically the round over at that point. And in the meantime, it's like, you know, the guy that's sweating, you know, the sweaty guy. You've just got Tess going, kill one. And the other's chilling. He's having a nice time. It's a disgusting sort of matchup to try and play against. And you almost have to have that aggressive nature. You have to try and, well, as GB would say, punch him in the face. You have to get up close and personal. And Jinji is so good at denying that. Well, this is it. We've seen so many rounds where they just took the breaks right off rip. Plays. Maybe popping a flash through A main, then TP right over to B. Position on A.
Reloading.
Perhaps even grab the rotates over. One man is still here. Standing in front. Well, not anymore. G2's not standing at all. Good shot from nobody. And an angle lined up, but Meteor was ready for it. Yeah, this round done. Ready. Smoggy. He's going to get line no matter what happens here. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Damn!
Just giving them every once in a while, someone goes for a slight juke kick. They're just so passive in their ratty angles being held as well. Okay, sure, as said, you've got players like Meteor who just want to try and farm up as many orbs as possible, but again, players go around with 4 players alike. There's been barely anything to talk about in terms of EDG. The finances already off the charts for Gen G. If they wanted to throw in an operator, they could comfortably on pretty much every single player. This now has to be a response, because right now this is looking like a deflated EDG. This is not the team that we were singing the praises of in round 1. Even Kankan at the moment. Yeah, and that's coming out of a pause as well, right? Like, this has got to be somewhere that had their coaching staff come in, like your IGL's trying to pull it through. All that pause, your coaching staff. For Gen G,
Not today, Faye.
you need to get back on that horse. And we've seen a couple different approaches down each time. This time and that'll be aggressive information for the rotate coming around this angle. 2 players are lined up ready to punish them. That was because of Texas being up here in the tube, being able to hear that. Kankan is aggression, but they
Slammer.
It was one of the only reasons they were even in the map. Like, he was so aggressive but successful with it. Again, they've sold a ruse, trying to keep a couple of players, but right now it's still split.
No sweat.
He's already low. He's about to. Beginning to rotate
Reloading.
in. Smoggy actually pushing into his own util to try and just get anything there, and it's so easy. They are making this look. Maybe a walk along the beach. Finally, there's been a response, but just look at where the players are. And the afterplan will again ensue. The rats will go back into their corners. There's no hope.
我对这个2个 team
This is a very strange position to find ourselves in, considering how we started this series out for a quick day, and it might be 3 maps, but the way things are going. EDG carry through to the next round. Already one is spotted towards the elbow, and there's the crunch coming in from Meteor. He gets 1. There's more players on the way. They're willing to commit. They're boxing it in. His only chance to come out swinging to try and take the fight before they pincer him. Unfortunately, nothing is found. Rifles are dropped, and EDG. Not just an economy that's in the mid-edge. This is mental. This is a really position play. Yeah, that's and everything. Kankan's initial impression, I think he's actually caught by his own late splash. Initially, unable to find anything on the peak. The push into middle, also, they're just waiting. They're ready. As soon as he's dead, it does just look like, okay, now they go to their execute. They get rid of the and the only round that they've seen so far,
You're done.
managing to get multiple on the site. Again, the ult's being farmed up. Meteor one
你
away.
把就爽开那个角度，
哇，这大巴
Play with the ground.
一定要。
Not today, Fate.
That's all the optimism I have left.
Reloading.
Yeah, it's not going to do anything like short of them being able to completely break open these attacking sides that are coming around. Good shot by Smug. That's extra down already. We need to see a lot of rifles drop. Really, we're looking for a round.
Good what they
Oh no! It's just gone away! And instead, blood. A little bit later, but it still works out for Carl. There was a chance. They got picked off, but that luck was filthy. And again, look, they're just going to use the cosmic divide, get themselves the afterplan. And do I believe there's any hope in the afterplan? Maybe. They've at least eliminated one of the players, but I don't know if they really it's going down. Clear out any lurkers around. No one to be found.
sit down.
EG right now. The real concern is Smoggy and Howdong being all that's needed to take down the final player. It is delivered easily. That one didn't really seem under threat. Because GNG tightened their hold on this map and on this series. The 6-1 lead. One saving grace, dog. EG have 4 ultimates coming into the next round, and they've called it time that they had. If ever they were going to put another round before, really they want to see. Yeah, not bad. Ultimates for a retake as well. Because that has been their major problem. Look at the deaths. That's not something I think. Look at the deaths over in GNG. Munchkin has died once, Karen has died twice. And that's because they are playing for the late round every single time. Karen's lurks have been sublime, but they're so ready to just play in those afterplan situations. Now at least with something like a Hunter's Fury, maybe an aggressive push from Kankan with the Blade Storm, they might be able to clear out some of those late